Hi, welcome to this tutorial about making a mock-up lunar surface. It's just going to be procedural textures. That means that we're not going to sculpt it, we're not going to model it. It's just going to be textures, but procedural, which makes it rather neat and quick. Now, this is just a prefab. I'm probably gonna add some more detail, but this is a lunar surface with craters in it and the light source on it and whatever. So let's just start. All right, start with a new scene, and I'm gonna introduce the plane. And obviously, if I want to displace it physically, it has two low subdivision. So I'm going to add 0 to both the height and the width. And it's a very high poly surface, but that's just the point. Because we're going to use a deformer called, not the bend, we're going to use the displacer. And the displacer you just need to attach to the plane. Now, I'm just going to show you with the shader, which I have here. If I click on the displacer, it has a tab shading. And with the shader, I can just introduce, for instance, noise. Now, this is the regular noise, and it's way too fine, and it doesn't look like the lunar surface. But we're going to make one that looks similar. So, first of all, I'm going to switch off this because I'm going to use a different method of making the right shader. And before you apply it, you need to test it, and in order to test it, you need to render it quickly. So I actually disabled the displacer, put on a shader. Let's go in there and flick off everything except for the luminance. Now, the luminance, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to introduce noise. And in this noise, and you already see kind of a preview, this noise I'm going to edit. First of all, I'm going to put the space to world. Too long a story to explain, but world works better. And the noise itself, the type of noise, is going to be Voronoi 1, which is basically a cell structure with lines in it. So I'm just going to render this, and you see immediately this is way too fine. If these black holes are going to be craters, there are way too many of them, and they're too small. So I'm just going to add a null to the global scale. Let's see what it does, and you can tell I'm doing a lot of test rendering. This is okay for the size. Let's just fool around with the parameters in the bottom of the noise. So let's put up this high clip, and I can still see the lines. Let's put up the low clip, and I'm getting a bit of a crater here. Put up the brightness. Yeah, but then I don't get the holes, because I need black in the bottom of the craters and white at the top. So I need a sort of a middle ground. Let's put this high clip all the way down to 0. Sorry, the high clip all the way up. And the low clip, where should it go? Oh, I'm still on the brightness of 45. Let's put the brightness down. Nope, that's not going to work. All right, let's put this on 0 and put the contrast down. Nope, put the contrast up. Still working with the lines in the middle. So when we get this, I'm going to see the lines predominantly. I'm just gonna fill it in. Let's put it up to 50. This actually works for me. But you can tell this is never going to be a crater because you got this big giant black hole and this white surface that is actually too straight. So we have to do something about this noise. Let's go up a level. Here we have the noise in the shader, and I'm just going to add a colorizer. That's basically a layer in between. Colorizer, all it does is it's got a gradient and it lays it over the black and white image or whatever image that you imported. Now I can fool around with the colors. So let's see. Black stays black because this is the bottom of the crater. That's fine. Let's see if we can make this white, because the ridge is actually the highest part of the crater, the rim of the crater. And let's make this one a gray, somewhere around 75. Right. So now I can see the ridge, but the shallow end of the crater, it doesn't shallow out. Now that I cannot solve with the colorizer because it's actually inside the noise. So I'm going inside the noise and I want this grayscaled. So let's see, that's not going to work. Let's see if we can put the low clip down. Yeah, that's working. So maybe not all the way down. Maybe just onto 20%. Because this is pretty flat because it's one color black. Now let's see what we have here. This actually looks pretty good. You got shallow craters, deep craters, etc. Now you can fine-tune this any way you want, and this is only the first level of what we're going to do. Now, why did I click this away? I need to copy it. So I'm going to go back to the colorizer, to the top level, and I'm just going to copy the shader. Click this away. Go to the displacer and just paste it in there. Then switch off the displacer. You can already see what it does. Now I'm getting kind of craters. I know the luminance channel is sort of interfering now, so I'm just going to get rid of that. And now, well, let's put it on a light source and just skim it over this lunar surface and just render it. That looks pretty cool. The craters are kind of deep, but there's like this cone-shaped ridge to it, which I like. So on to the next tutorial where we can actually put ridges in it.